What is up, members of my collector corps? It is I, Super Mario Zella, or you could call me Vinny, and today we will be taking a look at the S.H.Figuarts Broly from the movie Dragon Ball Super Hero. Revealed at New York Comic Con 2022, Broly was one of the next figures revealed for the superhero movie lineup. Fans were hyped to get a proper base form of Broly. He would later go up for pre-order as a premium Bandai webshop exclusive with an MSRP of $70. And since he was a web exclusive, Broly will never get the chance to get reissued because this was a made-to-order figure, so will he be worth hunting down in the aftermarket? Let's take a look to see if Broly deserves a spot on your Dragon Ball Superhero shelf. Broly looks pretty good, not a lot of hiccups. I just have one problem. Some parts have been reused, but that's not a bad thing. The bottom half of the figure has been reused from the Super Saiyan form Broly, but the top half is a brand new sculpt. Broly's face also has the updated facial details. His hair sculpt is top notch, I love it. The body sculpt is great, the muscle definition looks spot on, definitely someone you don't want to mess with. Ba's ear has a fur texture, a great sculpt. Paint job is a little shiny, not a fan of that, but the choice of green is a good choice. Moving down to his legs, again these parts were reused from the previous Broly, which isn't a bad thing at all. No problem with that. Reusing parts is not a bad thing as long as it makes sense to why it's being reused. And like I said, the muscle definition is killer. Sculpted paint all around looks great. I don't have many issues besides Ba's ear being too shiny. Overall, I do think Broly looks great and definitely fits the bill, no problem as a base form Broly.
Broly's articulation is pretty solid. It's pretty much the same as the previous base form Broly, although that wasn't technically base form, that was Super Saiyan. So yeah, pretty much the same as that, although I think there's a bit more range in the torso area because there's lack of armor. But let's go over it. Head is on a double ball peg, and the neck is on a ball joint, so in total he could look this high up, although the hair does get in the way, so. He can also, whoops, yeah, you make him look too far down, his faceplate pops off, but in total he can look pretty much this far down, so pretty good. He can also look side to side and has a bit of lean. Shoulders are on ball joints. And does have a bit of butterfly joint movement. Wiggle around. And they can hinge upward. Definitely a lot more than 90 degrees, so it's pretty good. Biceps can swivel. And we have double hinged elbows. He can move it. He can move his elbows more than 90 degrees. Hands are on ball hinges. We have ball joints here and here, so in total he could crunch forward just about this far and backward. Yeah, just about that far. And he can also lean and rock around. Legs can kick forward just about this much and backward. If you flip Ba's ears backward, he can kick backward just about that far. So Ba's ear is on a hinge on the back to give his legs a bit more range, and the whole ear is made out of solid plastic, so opposing him will not be a problem. And in terms of splits, his legs can go about this far. His thighs can swivel, double hinged knees, and he can move way more than 90 degrees. Swivel hinges or ball hinges in the ankles, so he can kick his. Oh, yeah, well, technically it's a swivel hinge, now that we found out. Okay, so, can hinge backward, just about this far. Hinge forward, just about this far. And in terms of ankle rocker, gotta make sure the sculpt does not get in the way of each other, but ankle rocker can go just about this far, which is pretty good. Yeah, the sculpt does tend to get in the way, but you can overlap it to get more range, so keep that in mind. And toes are on a hinge. Broly's articulation is fun. He has a lot of range and is not prohibited at all thanks to the lack of armor and thanks to the Bazir being made out of soft plastic. So chances are you have a pose in mind for Broly. He can do it, no problem. So if you get the figure, you'll have fun.
Broly doesn't have a lot of accessories, but he didn't do much in the movie, so everything he has is what he needs anyway. For the faces, he has his neutral stern face. Next, a screaming yelling face. An angry teeth-gritted face. And a face of Broly bawling his eyes out. For hands, he comes with 2 fist hands. 2 clenched open hands. 2 wider open hands. And a right hand that he uses when saying thank you. And an accessory for Ultimate Gohan, which is his hair blowing in the wind. Pretty cool to get this, and it's compatible with all the face plates Gohan has, and it pops on and off pretty easily, so using this hairpiece is no trouble. Broly comes with enough accessories. He has everything he needs anyway. Like I said before, he didn't do much in the movie, so to include parts for a dynamic display anyway, despite his small role, is pretty cool, so rock on, Bandai. Here's a size comparison with some other figures you may or may not own. Broly stands pretty tall. He's supposed to be tall, so I think this is a good size for him. I don't think he needed to be any bigger, so getting him into a display won't be a problem. He's not the tallest Figuarts, but make sure you have space cleared for him. Broly is a solid release. He's not winning awards, but with what Bandai had to work with given his role in the movie, I'd say they did a solid job with this release. Nothing is seriously wrong with him. I mean, maybe $70 is a little steep, let's be real here, but it's not a horrible price either. Tolerable at best. He's fun to pose and looks great to boot. And of course, they gave him accessories with facial expressions he never made in the movie. So essentially, this isn't limited to Dragon Ball Super superhero displays. You can absolutely get away with using this as a General Broly figure for your Dragon Ball display. So yeah, Broly is a win. His aftermarket prices are not too crazy, but still be cautious and lower your expectations if you want to get this figure. You really want it, find a deal, or bite the bullet, but make sure you're not overpaying. This figure is not worth $200, so be careful when hunting him down. Broly gets an 8 out of 10.